Re tsere batla batjha, a reng. Maar wonder, le ska lanka mona fela, ona le road tse ntse pedi. Ska ga lwana, tse re tla ke. Re qetile ke. Re qetile. Le ska la mfeila bo mme le bontate. Ha bo mme ba le siyo fela ga iqhala ntwe. Ha bo mme ba le siyo ga iqhala. Ha ba shota. Re sebeletsa kgweding ya batjha, re ya kgweding ya bo mme hape. A ke re ntse re tla thabo mfutsanyana bo mme le bontate. Ha re tlweleng lwana, re sebetse. Re qala jwale, ra qala. So, we have 4 panelists. Ke FDC, ke ntate Frank. Ntate Frank MEC ke ena ntate re thusang haholo ka business development and support. Ke ena re thusang re qeta ho thusa batjha le dikgwebo. Ke bona ba incubator ke tla mo introduce formally re qeta. Re na le Sida, ke Sida. Coca-Cola, okay, and Nedbank. So ho tlo etsala tjena. How present o tla ema hare mona o bue ka lentswe le utlwahalang, leadership e utlwe le di panel di utlwe. Ke phete dipotso hape. You are free ho bua ka Sekgowa ka Sesotho, it's fine. O mang? What does your business do? Why is your offering unique? And what do you need? Ntate Poya, a ke tsebe go na le cell phone na o be timekeeper yak. E re o tla ka countdown. A ona motho e re tlo mo re ai wena ka re o no tlo e tshwara ha go fe 5 minutes 3 minutes strictly. Okay, ke a thola jwale re fana ka mic. This is what's going to happen. 3 minutes a tla fela ba ha ba tlo fa feedback e pele o tla bua lebitso la hao, bitso la company, e etsang company ya hao, why is your offering unique, what do you need? Those details ba tla be bantse ba di recorder man. After wena ho kena latela jwalo o fihlela be re qeta. Judges, when you are done with consolidating your scores, the winners will be announced at the end of the speech. Sa letona a ke tsebe kapa re tla fa wena letona o announce during your speech kapa before you talk, before you give your speech. Okay, kitima mic wa ka he. Ntate Powe. Kwena plug. Okay. I can ask Tunya sa di marathon. Okay, the floor is yours. Ritseka jeno, okay, ke a utlwa potsa ntate. Ritseka jeno le tona le launcha program eo. Jwale, the actual pitching ya Thabo Mfutsanyana intse itle. Yeah. Kama tsoma Thabo Mfutsanyana e lucky, it tlo etsala habedi. Whereas in other districts it tlo etsala once.
Dumelang. Lebitso la ka ke Kgotso Mtlong, ke tswa company ya KMD Global Development. So I'm a photographer. I'm also a member of the Free State Council Business for Districts. I'm also a committee member at ESCOM Expo. I also deal with advertising and marketing at St. Tropez Guest House. So business yaka e deala ka di visuals, e deala ka film, e deala ka film and TV production. So ntho e ke e hlokang hona tje ke equipment because of my idea e unique ka hore ke batla ho capture our black history. As ha re bona dikolong monana re rutwa ka history ya makgowa, Boyan van Riebeeck, bo mang. So now I wanna go back in time and capture our black history and then begin through the documentaries, through the movies and the short films.
Dumelang, lebitso la ka ke Mosa, ke dula Claview. I started selling at a very young age, ke etsa grade 11. What's my business? Business ya ka ke rekisa di perfume, I sell cologne, designer perfumes, e leng di 160. And then what's unique about my business? The perfume tse ke di rekisang, they last, di lasta nako e telele. And then le batho ba di sebedisang ke thola di references from batho e ke ba rekiseditseng. How we sebedisa e lasta more than 24 hours. Tse ding ke di 48, hona le tse ding tse ke di rekisang tsa overseas tsa ko Dubai. And then ntho nngwe ya teng ya hore unique ya teng kore ke batla ho bula my own perfumes e leng tsaka. And ke nentse ke sokola, so ke batla hore ke bule my own perfumes because I have seen, as ke rekisa mo Qwaqwa, I have seen there's a lot of people ba batlang ho kena ho rekisa di perfume. So already I have a market e batho ba sentse ba mo hore nana they already want me hore nana ke tlo ba supplier ka di perfume. The problem e ke banang le yona ke ntho hore nana ke so thole di perfume tse nna ke di hlokang tse tshwanang le tse tsaka. And then what I also need, ke hloka di fundings, ke hloka tjhelete hore ke kgone ho reka di metjhini tsena for di perfume, ke hloka le di oils and then le di bottles. Thank you.
Kgotsong bomme le bontate le kae? Ke rata ho dumedisa le our leadership, ke a leboha this opportunity. I mean kapela lona ke Thapelo Mhlakwana from the company that calls TP Fitness Center, PTY Ltd. What we do is that we offer services such as aerobic sessions, therapeutic massage, cardiovascular fitness, touring. We also do touring, and the last one is health awareness. Our business is unique on thing because of we promote and we also care for your wellness and fitness again. And also what we do is that we are the first business ka hara maluti a phofung that offers these packages kaofela di felletse all how ta ho rona khona ithola kaofela di felletse. And again, what do we are unique also is that batho ba baholo from the age of 65 they are also able to offer, they are also able to come and do the aerobic massage mahala. Ba kgona hore ba tle ba tlo, and also le bana le bona from the age of 10 years le bona they are also allowed. Then ho tloha mona, what our business need is that our business need capacity building. We need capacity building, financial assistance and marketing material. Then for more information, you will find me on our website, which is Glatuswaki NYDA, www.tpfc.org.za. Then on Facebook page is TP Fitness Center. Then on our WhatsApp, number phone tsa rona tsa WhatsApp ke 064 021 7433. Then tsa call ki 082 645 3696. Then we also on the touring side, renali trip again. E re tlo etsa nou tjena ka June 16, which is re tla be re ya Golden Gate for batjha kaofela. Then for more information, le tla ithola hona mo. We are available in Katlehong. Then the next event e re nang le yona hape ka di 30 tsa ntho tsa June e tla be e le Letsheng Lodge, which is get the big. It will be a wellness day for batjha. I will be celebrating Wellness Day through health. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Muilwa Matswabudi, and I'm from Apex Safety Solutions. Now, Apex Safety Solutions is an NPC, a non-profitable company, which primarily focuses on safety and health measures in all spheres of life. Health and safety in schools, health and safety in households, health and safety at work, and in communities at large. As Apex Safety Solutions, we have embarked on a basic life support and awareness campaign that is also a fire safety campaign where we focus on giving people awareness on fire safety and basic life support. Now, this company is a company that promotes first response in all emergency situations in regard to basic life support, trying to bridge the gap between the EMS and the fire department. We have heard claims of people saying the EMS is taking time to arrive. But the question is, what do we do while we are waiting for emergency experts to arrive? You can have basic life support where you say, yes, I can stabilize the casualty, which is the person that is hurt, and also while we are waiting for the fire department, there's something that we can do in regard to fire prevention, number one, fire fighting, number two, and then fire escape or evacuation plan. So another thing that we would need from Destea or anybody who would give us assistance is equipment in regard to training people that we engage with, and also in regard to getting to where we want to get, especially when going to awareness campaigns in schools. So we would really appreciate the support from everyone, as we are also guided by the Occupational Health and Safety Act number 85 of 1993. So it has around about 21 safety regulations and also 3 safety standards. So this is about being safe in any regard, anywhere where we are. Thank you very much.
Before I start, I want you to take a look at your shoes and tell me if the state they are in you are very much comfortable with. Shabandeta tsa balona bo mme le bontate. Shabandeta tsa lona. Wena o wetsin data tse tshweu sheba gona solo ya hao e tshweuna like it should be. So my name is Phuthaditjhaba Makupane. I'm all the way from Vicksburg. I recently established a company called Big Stepper. Here, envision this: big stepper, big steps, clean shoes, bold movement. So the vision behind Big Stepper is this: at the end of everything, I like to talk about the ending product more than the first, because you won't see what I'm talking about. I'm talking about sneaker first exchange events. I'm talking about a place whereby young people meet to share their culture. I'm talking about live podcast where people share ideas and innovatives of where they want to be and where they need to be. Big Stepper is a sneaker cleaning company that is established recently this year. We not only focus on sneaker shoes, but we focus on suede shoes also. We focus on leather shoes. Listen, when I talk about sneakers, I don't talk about your, kind of slowish sneakers. I'm talking about big brands, Nikes, Adidas, everything. Listen, when you look at me, I'm not talking about your normal techie guy, washing guy. You're talking about a guy who's a sneaker expert, who specializes in shoes, okay? So when it comes to bontate premier, ke a tsaya bontate premier ba rata ho polisha dieta. Ba tla di meeting e sala qetela seta sane maobane o fihla sentsha ka ntho. Listen, I am the guy. I humbly ask your honor, please bring your shoes to me. The thing, imagine this, Batwa Holo. A guy from primary, ana polish dieta a day before, ankang a cloth to school. Ha fihla aba kena ka tlelaseng. That's a statement. I believe in telling authentic stories through clean shoes. I believe in cleanliness in shoes, because when you walk first, I take a look at your shoes and be like, oh damn, okay, snap, he's good. But when you walk inside a yard and you be like, you smart, you know. So listen, Big Stepper is a company that wants to tell authentic stories through clean shoes. A company that wants to do live podcast event, invite different branches to come and sit down and talk about what is life in a youth form. So Big Stepper is a sneaker cleaning company that is looking to become more than a brand in the next couple of years. Thank you.
Dumelang. Ke tlo kopa tshwarelo ka lentswe la ka hantle. Ka lebitso ke Lehlohonolo Qwaqwa. The company I want to talk about is Shimza Electronic New Version, which is registered last year, December. E sebetsa ka dintho tse ngata ka hare ho yona. Nka kgetha e le nngwe fela. My company e kgonne ho recognize hore re na le problem ya motlakase mo locationeng ha rona mo Lutapofung. So then it like a good example ya ho produce motlakase mo e leng a mobile generator without using gas, without using motlakase kapo di gases, other gases like bo di diesel. E sebetsa ka friction. Only friction. So I humbly ke kopa ho mayor hore, can you please give me an opportunity just once to prove myself hore this thing e ka sebetsa ene ka kgona ho sebeletsa batho ba bangata around Free State and outside Free State. E tlo kgona ho sebetsa. I thank you. Only lastly, this company always support ka plumbing solutions. If you need something about plumbing side, this company can also assist. I thank you.
Dumelang.
Sorry, maybe Kore. Pele ke kena kgathatsong, let me also acknowledge the leadership, the presence of the Sun and the Guard, ki print media ya rona yo re tla be re hlaile mono ho bona. NDA, National Development Agency, le bona, they are in the house. Thank you for your support. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Dumelang, lebitso la ka ke Nthabiseng Matla, and I am a member of the Free State Business Council of Districts. And ke hlaha company ya Renelo Matla Trading and Projects. Our brand is Fresh Poultry, and we rear broiler chickens from day-old chicks to 6 weeks chickens. So, batho ba batlang ho stocka dikgoho, we are here. Our unique offering is that we bridge the gap of food insecurity, which is a huge challenge in the country. Right now, we want to get our processing going, agro-processing. We have a letter of intent from a local retailer, so we need to bridge the gap, food insecurity, and supply actually meat to our local communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Program Director, distinguished guests, and all protocol observed. My name is Relebile Poko. I am the face behind Mohorong. As a member of the Free State Business Council for District, I deal with catering services and baking needs. So what we do is that we offer catering services to anybody who needs catering services for any kind of event. And we don't only just offer such services, but we also do online classes for baking as well as for cooking. So we also do that by empowering, because sometimes we find that one person is already a baker, but they are just not doing something right. We offer such techniques for them to be able to offer good sponges or cake to their clients. Thank you so much. What we need as Mohorong is funding for us to be able to buy equipment so that we can cater for a large scale than we are right now. I thank you.
Dumelang. Ka lebitso ke Mokona Rorisang, ke tswa Lusaka, hona mona Natha Mofutshanyane. Ke sebeletsa hae, lebitso la company ya ka ke Hatchling Trading. Mo teng re specialize ka interior designing. Le hape nou tjena re launchitse another thing which is re produce furniture. The reason why we decided to qale a business ya ho etsa furniture kubani sometimes as someone etsang interior designing ke ba le a visual ya re ke batla ho bona the space hore ke ithene ke etse so, and then you'd find that ke sokola some furniture pieces tse ke di hlokang ho di sebedisa. So be ke decide okay, how about hore ke break a value chain and then ke start a furniture business or a business furniture ke sebedisang ebe yona e tswang from the company ke ska nna ka tsamaya ke lo e source from somewhere else. So as time goes on ntse ke le businessing hona le something ke nka realize hore re khona lo etsa di sofa repairs, and then be ke ba le idea hore how about di raka bo di cupboard di old top and stuff. You find that honestly another thing is saying e kene no tjena whereby ke gloss and then ya shine so, and then you find that some people ba se ba batla yona, so instead of hore o qale fatshe and then o reke maplanka matjha and everything go kgona ho qalelwa tsa business ya hao. So ke decide le hore ke kgone hore ke reke hona le something bitswang ka hore ke impregnated foil ke yona o tlo kgona hore na motjhanka thola motjhini ke hloka motjhini ke o sebedisa e lo bitsang hot press. So ka motjhini o ke tlo kgona hore reka hao in case e le white and then you want to turn it o etse glossy o tjhentjhe le di handles. So ka hot press yo ke tlo kgona hore ke nke maplanka hao and then ke a etse mo and then ke kgona hore ke tjhentjhe the face ya ntho ya raka ya hao. So ke tlo hloka thuso ka motjhini ona wa hot press because already sentse ke na le equipment ya ho etsa furniture. So ke a leboha.
Tumela, lebitso la ka ke Leboha Motsitsi. Company ya ka ke Lateral Oceans. Re sebetsa ka waste. Re collecta waste and then ke rekisetsa console and then ke ntse ke le busy ke batlana le di company tse ding hape tse ke di rekisetsang waste e nngwe e leng hore ke ba le yona. And the other thing hape e ke batlang ho e etsa ha ntse ke hola ke batla hore every household it's able to sebetsa ka waste, it's able to share waste within, and then ke bone hore na ke etsa jwang hore na ba gain something to, like every house ho be le tjhelete ba e tholang or maybe a coupon from sharing that waste ke collector and then ke rekisa. And then the other thing is battle training ho tseba hore na how do they share that waste to different plastics and whatsoever, because what happen there's a huge gap when it comes to waste only 20% urban me long the services di a renda but to tell a waste and then 80% yeah but dulang mahaeng be long those services. But I can collect that. Nto e ke hlokang, number 1, ke hloka truck scooters to collect that waste, establishment of waste buyback centers so that ke kgone ho di sebedisa di rural areas, tin piling machines, glass crushing machines for big waste, community training on waste management. Ke tsona dintho tse ke nahana hore ke a di hloka tseo. Ke a leboha.
That was the 10th. Ntate Mpapang re ke bona hore ha ra fosa mokubetso na ke bo mme ba bahlano ba ntate, otherwise le tona o tlo re collapse process. No re le bula haholo. The second surprise Kiaore, you were live on all community radio stations. And two, Honorable Premier and MEC Le Major, I liked one thing, or not all of you said, "Ke batla tjhelete, ke batla tjhelete." Some of you marketed yourself. You understood one important ingredient, or a business is nothing without accessing that market. So, letona la ka o funda ka 1 million of us na market, o dutse le equipment e tletse ka tlung. So, I like that about you, that you understand your business, but you also understand that it's important to sell your business to the market. That's very important. Re tlo le fa feedback, re a leboha. Ke tlo kopa le dule fatshe, di panel tsa rona ntse di kopanya, mara re lebohile haholo. Re tlo le fa feedback just now. Ha re ba fe nako ba etse. Ha re ba o fe matsoho. Now, what it means is that your services, ke motho a ratang ho ya Fixback mo le se ke tseba hore ke lo shinisa dietsa tsa ka kae. Ya ke sa tla dintsha ka tlasa bethe fela be ke di rwala. Re lebile haholo. At this moment, let's call to the podium our Honorable Acting Premier Ntate Ketso Makume, who also is our MEC for Qwaqwa and Human Settlement. Akatlo bua le rona jwalo ka batho ba batjha. Can we just write and give him, okay? Aro, it's fine.
Nako ya o eme tlo re senyetsa nako ya o bua. Dumelang. Thank you, Program Director, MEC Thabo, my Executive Mayor, MMCB, the Acting Executive Mayor wa Thabo Mofutshanyane, Maluta Phofu, I'm sorry, Ntate Moruti. What a message. Thank you, man of God. Odi Qwaqwa rikitse men ka morao ka mona. Re leboha boteng ba lona, but let me thank the most important guest, the attendees to this session. They have a written speech here prepared for you, but I will come later to this. I just want to talk about the Youth Month in relation to today's event. That when the children of Soweto and Langa stood up on that day, young as they were, their preoccupation was about the future. What kind of future are they going to live? And from what Ntate Moruti said, they had character. And that is why they knew why they were standing on that day against any machinery of the apartheid regime. They were asserting about what they want. So the youth of today must therefore ask themselves, what do we want today? And what kinds of approaches, what kinds of methods do we want to engage on to achieve our goals? The youth in 1976 used brakes and petrol to try and destroy apartheid. The responsibility today to young people is to go and collect those stones and build our future. That's the responsibility today. We're not going to destroy anything. We've got a democratic and free environment where you can engage and hold your government accountable. You don't have to fight. You have to be here and say to your government, this is what we want. So this is one way of collecting those stones. Those stones, I call them ideas that were seated on the young people of 1976. But in so doing, craft your future. Craft who you are tomorrow. And ensure that nothing is going to be said on any platform. Nothing is going to be resolved, debated, discuss without your involvement. Nothing for us without us. That must be the spirit of young people. Thank you, Program Director. Let me take this opportunity to thank your department, MEC, for implementing the Executive Council resolution to take practical steps to do whatever is possible and pragmatically engage the rich minds of young people in reimaging the Free State through sustainable economic endeavors. Today's launch of the pitching program and the exercise that we have seen here, which will challenge young people to ideate and innovate to create business opportunities for themselves and serve their communities, must not be allowed to be a mere event, an occurrence that is meant for a mere public relations. It has to be something that we plant seed for our future. It must be business unusual in creating businesses of businesses. It must be business unusual because the journey to business is the journey of an entrepreneurship. And the journey to entrepreneurship is a long, arduous, and a lonely road of risk-taking, trying and failing until you succeed. It is a journey that you need to choose associates, something you have said adequately. It is a journey that you need to choose associates, challenge yourselves to a thought processes, your mindset, and your cognitive abilities. It is a journey of honesty, dedication, diligence, discipline, and trust. In the same way, the youth of 1976 had in mind when they attacked the apartheid regime. It is a journey that challenges a myth that being an entrepreneur is about making money. It is not necessarily about making money, but it's about determining your future through your ideas. It is a journey that demands the utmost determination to research your market and serve it with excellency. In so doing, you will also create goodwill and scale your business to higher heights. Yes, you will make money and break even in the process. Perhaps acquire a healthy cash flow and liquidity. Inevitably, this adds to the value of your business, and serving your customers and clientele will appear like the second nature, and yet this is the very most moment when you will be striving to continually improve your operation and scale your business. The Free State need more than ever before job creators. The unfortunate part is that majority of young people go to school, go to universities to become job seekers. We want this platform, MEC, to create job creators. Yes, when that happens, you will be successful and afford the fine things that other people can only dream of. However, that achievement is only part of the journey in the art and science of business. We have brought here young people who dare to dream and achieve the unbelievable. That's what I apologize at yet. It's a very unbelievable dream, but it's something that is achievable. We ask you to commit to the economic life of the Free State in a manner that grows our economy. Unfortunately, majority of young business people, when they make it, they always run to Joburg. But we can't blame you. The market is there. But we need to think very hard and outside the box to create our own Free State market so that we are able to stay every time we make it in business. The Free State government equally commits to be with you in ensuring that you succeed in your endeavors. We will take the private sector with you and make them part of this program so that they can acquire as much experience and confidence as possible. The problem with the private sector, they always think that it is the responsibility of only government to establish and support SMMEs. They don't take it as their own responsibility to support you. Those that came before you in 1976 were brave and dared the apartheid system. They have paved the way for you through supreme sacrifices. Today you are not asked to be braved the bullet or risk your futures and prospects. You are asked to use your talent to build yourself, your businesses and your communities, and indeed your own provincial economy. This way, you will always be networked with the rest of the domestic economy and indeed the African economy through African Continental Free Trade Agreement. I therefore ask you and appeal to you to be part of this revolution because it has prospects of significantly improving the quality of life of our people economically, socially, and politically. The Free State Provincial Government will also, as you grow and perfect your art, assist you in being part of the export market. Premier Phuthaditjhaba, towards the end of June 2023, he will travel Singapore, South Korea, Vietnam, and China to study best practices and invite investors from those parts of the world to invest in the Free State. And when they come here, they must find you ready to partner them, where possible, and avail whatever offerings they may need in the entire value chain. But I want also to challenge Destea. Try to pick at least 5 young people who will accompany Ntate in this journey, 1 per district, so that they become part of this journey. We will support Destea to advance that argument. So I once again implore you to make the exercise business unusual. Traverse the road less traveled. Be disciplined. Delay gratification and achieve the unbelievable. Amongst all, what you need to do is to become ethical. Most of the businesses in the Free State have been in public for wrong reasons. The ethical conduct, being incorruptible, must be inculcated in your business advances and in your business approaches. Never need any favor from any government, minister or MEC or whatever, but always demand an opportunity. And when you access it, don't return a favor which is corruptible. I thank you very much.
No. Thank you very much, Acting Premier. I think we take heart in the message that above all, let's be ethical in all our dealings. I think that's most important. Let's be ethical. Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. At this moment, we would request, before the Premier leaves, in 3-4 minutes, one of the panelists, the representative of the panelists, just to provide an overall feedback on the presentations that you saw, not to announce the winners, just a reflection of what you saw here as part of that process. Would I introduce her?
Thank you, Program Director. Let me just grab this opportunity to greet the panel here. I will just say protocol observed. My name is Donald Mutaung. I come from NetBank Relationship Banking. I have a role of Small Business Manager Services. So I believe I'm the right person to be coming and engaging with you people over here this day. And I believe all the connections and rapport buildings will be worth it. On the competition here, it was actually a tough one for us. Just going through all the proposals. We actually had a criteria that we followed according to the questions that were provided to us. Question number 1, who are you? We had 2 points to give to each of the candidates. Question number 2, what does your business do? We had 3 points also to give there. Question number 3, what is unique about your offering? We also had 3 points to give. And the last question, what do you need? We also have 2 points to give there. What I just have to say to the panel there, we were very impressed with your proposals, and we want to encourage you to engage more in such gatherings. What we picked up the most is your introductions is whereby you grab the most attention. So we want you people to focus a lot on your introduction. That's where you will grab the attention of your sponsors or your the government people, so to say. And another point that I would just like to make, as business people, we must have confidence. We picked up a few of you guys whereby you were trying to hide behind the mic here and there. We want to encourage you that you must have confidence and believe in yourself. That's one of the most important things that we want to leave with you guys. Have faith in yourself and believe in yourself. Program director, we have 3 people. I will leave it to you. And we have an overall winner. So if you give us the opportunity, we just want to encourage the other 2 that did the top 3, just so they are also recognized and just to encourage them. I thank you. Thanks.
No, I hope we have jotted down those remarks and where we need to improve. But the Honorable MEC wants another surprise up his sleeve that I will not reveal for now. Just to break the monotony a little bit, DJ Hosa Fafela Lhlaso le lenyane, and then we go towards the end of our program. Yeah. Jwale re tlo emisa letona la lefapha lena la moruo ntshetsopele ya kgwebo tse nyane, bohahlaudi le tikoloho, a ka tlo bua le rona a launch program ena official. Letona Meko a se motho a motjha lefapheng lena. Ha esale e le motho ne re mmitsang chairperson ya portfolio committee. E ikarabellang o e lefapha lena le ikarabellang ho yona. Jwale he meralo e lefapha lena e tsamaisang ha esale e le motho a okametseng ka dilemo tse fetang 10. MEC Meko batjha ke bao.
Dumelang. Dumelang. Le kae? Re teng. Are qale ka hore on your behalf, let's thank this leadership that came and honored our invite. And by our, we mean the department and its most important constituency, which is yourselves, young people, and or SMMEs. The acting premier is very busy. In fact, we are going to release him immediately after this item because he had to attend to other much more pressing provincial activities. And I suppose even the political leadership that is here is confronted with the same. The address by the Premier has dealt with issues of the importance of the history in our country as it pertains to the young people and the spirit exhibited by those who came before all of us and delivered a free and democratic South Africa to all of us. The Premier, as acting Premier, has dealt with that, and I don't want to bore you by reflecting on that as well. Except that in summary, we have an appointment with the future which we must make in front of this leadership. That what we are inheriting before, from those who came before us, we are not going to disappoint. As the young people of this time, as a generation of this period in the life of our country. June month, once again, demands of us to undertake that commitment. The young people of 1976 also made this clarion call. Our struggle against the imposition of Afrikaans is intertwined with the broader struggles of our people. Similarly, we've got to undertake such type of a posture today and commit as the young people of today that we are not only inheriting, but we are seeking to emulate our peers of that time. I want to summarize it with 2 quotations. When the struggle against apartheid was confronted with many challenges and of course opportunities at that time, but when it was confronted with the challenge of disunity amongst our people, who the demand of history was requiring that they must be united in order to defeat the demon of apartheid colonialism. When there were cracks of division, a young person at that time 1906 up until 1911, stood up to speak about the importance of unity and the capacity to defeat all the demons that were to prevent us to defeat apartheid. Pisli Sagakase. And I'm sure as we recollect our history, we will know and remember that indeed in 1912, Africans and blacks across our continent came together and say, we need to establish this weapon that must be in the hands of the people to successfully prosecute the struggle that delivered 1994. It was a young person. Fast forward. Post 1912, when the struggle again had challenges, young people stood up, and one of them represented them about the formation of what at that time they appreciated to be a body of opinion within the overall program to defeat apartheid colonialism, and called for new ideas and the new methods. And indeed, the struggle was taken to higher levels, very creative and innovative levels, which injected the spirit of brevity amongst our people to finally lay to rest the brutality of this system. His name was Anthony Limbed. So it is not an exaggeration that throughout, when Africans and blacks revolted against a system that dehumanized them, at the center of that struggle has been the young people throughout, including post-1994. Young people have always, as the acting premier says, nothing about us without us. They sought to practicalize that slogan. We all know by now that it was not an accident of history or apartheid program to target young people, because it was appreciated that their energy is a problem against the hegemony of the apartheid colonialism forces. It is young people who've always, throughout different stages of the evolution of our country and the struggle to change it for the better and for the future, that stood up, injected energy into that particular program. Now the acting premier is saying to us today, how do we define that role today as young people? What are the prevailing conditions, socio-economical and political, inspired by the young people of yesteryears? What then becomes our program as the youth of today? Those who came before us post-1994 fought for an introduction of youth-specific mechanism within the overall governance. You'd remember 1994 to 1996, young people challenged the old leadership to bring about the Youth Commission. It was as a result of the struggles by the young people post-1994 And as I said, I didn't want to waste time on the pre-1994. Premier summarized it, and I just did that small input. It was the young people themselves, when appreciating the impact that the Youth Commission at that time was doing and was expected to do, engage the leadership of our country at that time and say, the Youth Commission has got some weaknesses and challenges. It does not prove to be an effective mechanism. It has got to be strengthened. If you remember, Umsobumfu Youth Fund had to be introduced to reinforce the Youth Commission. Because at that time, the young people were starting to be conscious and locating their role within the economy of our country. Given our history, the history that Africans and blacks, by an ideological and systematic program which was legislated, were excluded from not only participating in the economy but to benefit. Now you don't look at our country today and you conclude by saying the reason why we are the way we are as a country is because Africans and blacks are lazy. No. There was a deliberate program to exclude us from participating in the economy. It was a deliberate program of apartheid colonialism agenda, buttressed by an imperialist international. That's why they took your land, they took your mineral resources, they took everything. And we remain with nothing except to provide labor. Young people were the center. To say it cannot be normal and it cannot be acceptable. And that's why the two examples I made, somewhere around 1906 to 1909, as well as the 1940s. The generation of the young people defining not only their mission, but committing to fulfill it. And that's the important question we've got to ask as the youth of today. We are a lucky generation because we've got colorful precedences. What is it to be a young person who is loyal to his country or her country, who loves his or her people? And that's why Acting Premier reminds us of that history. They just didn't stand up reverend. Indeed, Premier, they had character. And we must do everything in power to emulate that character. Because they were struggling for their own sectoral interest. They said, we do so understanding that ours is interlinked with the broader struggles of our people. So we took a decision that we will be part and parcel of the provincial program on June month, led by the Acting Premier as a department, and we want to launch this type of an activity in Qwaqwa. Many other departments have got different programs. We said we want this one because we wish to contribute or to hold hands with the young people. We wish to push a narrative, a new consciousness about the importance of the youth and the economy and their participation in the economy. Given the character of our economy and the big business in our country, we came to a realization that the agenda to transform the economy has got resistance by those who do not want new entrants into the mainstream economy. Because they want to continue to maximize profit. And for you to do that, if you are not progressive, you must exploit. First casualty in the economy or in business. If you want to maximize profit in such a manner that you are not loyal to the objectives, the socio-economic objective of our country, you exploit labor. So acting premier is correct. That new consciousness is about the fact that young people have got to start and lead an agenda that says, amongst, from our background of Africans and blacks, we must create and we must build those who are going to be owners of the economy of our country. Who must produce economic products in the interest of the economy of our country, must produce jobs. Let me summarize my input because I don't want to take long. This is your day. We met your mother body business chambers acting premier at some point when we were building towards our policy statement of the year. And they were saying to me, MEC, re batho bana ba fanang ka dijo dikolong. Now we are told that the Department of Education it chinchile means meat ka the chicken livers. But chinchile spinach ka cabbage. The first thing is that motu onan a supplying the chicken livers to the entire schools in the province is appointed from Gauteng. And they go further to say the conditions of the Free State are not conducive to be able to produce cabbage at the rate of the demand. Spinach is easy. So these are economic issues. Rarely department, our approach this time around acting prayer must be to focus on value chain beneficiation. We don't want to fund or approach issues of the economy as standalones. Value chain beneficiation both from the public sector as well as the private sector is what we think that will help us, because we can't think of the same mechanisms. This already adopted from 1994 and we still want to apply them today when the conditions have changed. We were telling acting premier now briefing, including here in Qwaqwa, and I'm happy that there were 2 ambassadors. Government has undertook many interventions throughout our whole province. But unfortunately, these interventions, one, they are either not interlinked. 2, some have just died a natural death. Precisely because of the brutality of what we call the market economy. Refa motho wa tjhesa nyama tjhelete. Unka tjhelete o lo reka nama ko Pick n Pay a ba e rekisa ba nahana o tla etsa profit. 2, this particular person, SMME or business person, o emetse the walk-ins. What we said is the market economy, demand and supply. Now, how about Basakeni, but he said our battle just somewhere. This person washwa. Let's think about the different mechanisms. ha re etse bonnete ba hore acting premier ho batho ba be re ba thusitseng, including be re tla ba thusa, as well as those who are going to emerge from this process. Our government must be the first market. Primary market, especially, not only limited to those that were able to help. Because then Cheletenana, we're throwing it into a pit. An example is school feeding nutrition. We must not allow a situation where some of the products which are consumed at our schools are sourced outside from our province. We've approached Coca-Cola, we are in discussions with them. We've started discussions with NetBank. We've met with, together with the Premier, the mines in Velcom. And procurement ya lona linka kai. 5 years ago, we're told the entire Harmony, the mines that tletseng kaofela Velcom tseo, di reka, basic thing, spinach in Gauteng. So we're asking them basic questions. How do you help us to grow, one, the economy of where you're located, two, the economy of the province, through your procurement system? We appreciate until later the whole, the dependa. We're not spoiled, we're happy. But we think that this time around, we've got to be aggressive and locate and demand your role in growing the businesses in areas where you are located. So we're saying that we're not going to fund standalone projects. I was making an example to the acting premier. Or how nale motho a tlang a re ke na le tjhesanya mara kopa or funder o lo reka kae na. Team entertain or Qwaqwa, the HOD must ask that question. When a proposal comes, we must not fund only on the basis that you came. That funding must help us to provoke the local economy, the economy where that project will be undertaken. Ulonga kae nama ye ya we rekisa go tjhesanya. Let's try and check or na ona le butchery mo that was funded by government. Let's try and check or ona le borapolasi mo ba fueng dikgomo ke government. Let's strive and achieve an interlinked. Because government can't be there forever in terms of funding. So that government fural, you are at least going to be sustainable because you feed to each other and from each other. Free State is number 2 from the bottom in the country. It's the smallest province. Our population is around 2.9 million. Half of it is dependent on grants. We're the highest in terms of unemployment after Northern Cape. The national fiscal allocations to provinces is largely determined by the population dynamics. Our population is continuously shrinking. Now, the dream that one day our province will be funded sufficiently can only be achievable, I think, 50 to 100 years from now. Unless something drastic happens at the level of the policy conjuncture. The Department of Gauteng, Department of Education in Gauteng, its budget is around 62 billion. The entire provincial government of the Free State's budget is 41.8 billion. Now, we move from a premise, the policy character of our country, the constitutional democracy. Private sector must create employment, must ensure that other people are allowed entry to participate and whatever. Largely government intervenes through the legislation. But where government undertakes an assessment, we've got peculiar challenges in Qwaqwa, in these areas of poverty and unemployment. Government will undertake certain interventions. Now you tell me, how to compare with these other big provinces where very little in terms of public investment in the economy to utilize, to change the tempo and the direction and character of the economy. So mathata rona ba tla le mangata, we're operating against many odds. And that's why this province has got to, the Premier calls it a giant that must wake up. Take advantage of the fact that we are the heart of the country. We're connecting about 6 provinces, including a country called Lesotho. We've got to leverage on tourism. We are told that we still have many natural endowments. One of them, which was discovered now of late, is gas. We were told that Harib Dam is number 1 or number 2, the biggest dam in the country. We've got to leverage. Thabo Phuthaditjhaba, its economy, tourism, agriculture. We've got to be able to leverage on those things if we want to build our province to compete with the rest of others. It places young people who are SMMEs at the center to bring those ideas, to bring those innovative ideas on how we can go about. Now, I battle complain. It requires a new business person who must be built out of the conditions of our province. Same way the young people of yesteryears were built by the conditions of our country and our people. And the same is expected of us from our province. To commit to this leadership and say we are ready to define our mission and to do everything else in power to the best of our ability, dedicate energy and time. You are young people, you must enjoy your social lives. But as we emulate from those who came before us, who gave us this country as it is, freedom and democracy, we must commit that we will do everything else so that those who come after us are not going to look at us and say, hey, they did not replicate. So we are very happy to be here. As it was explained, it's one of the few programs that we are doing at the department. We are still rolling out our program of enterprise support, financial and non-financial. We are doing our best to reposition FDC. We are doing our best to ensure that the special economic zone in your district, in Harrismith, is able to succeed to attract as much as possible the investment that we want. And we do what the acting premier is saying. There has to be a relationship between this investment we're attracting in our province and the SMMEs in particular in those particular localities. The province will be convening the investment conference somewhere around November. Prior to that, we'll be convening the agricultural investment summit, the mining Indaba, and many other strategic programs in our province to try, amongst other things, to create new money, given the reality which I've just in short highlighted of the character of our province and the challenges which are confronting us. One of those challenges at high level is the fiscal allocation and benefits that our province is a little bit disadvantaged. So it is upon you to help us ensuring that we do our best and help the Free State economy to grow and ensure that you help us to create employment. We are not losing hope on the Nedbank and the Coca-Cola and the entirety of the multinationals. But we are saying the SMMEs is our hope to be able to create much needed quality jobs amongst our people. Same way as the youth of 1976. We can't do all of these things if we don't love our country. We can't do them if we don't love our people. Now, the type of business people we want and who must be created by these conditions. Aseba ba ra ukata uthola empowerment. Ya pili ku reka beer. O bo di berele mo. We want those who are loyal to the agenda of transforming South Africa, so that those who were excluded must be integrated. And not only at the level of participation, but to beneficiate. But our people are confronted by abject poverty. Till today, Tsepo ya bona ke mmuso. Tsepo ya ro is the SMMEs and the progressive black business in our province. So that basketball was selfish. Like your NSY established businesses. Some, there are those who are progressive that we have invited and they are here today with us and they are willing to participate and contribute towards that. Thank you very much and good luck. Thank you, Bob. Hey, Chairman is here. No, well done. Thank you.
We will have questions at our and then we break or no, okay. No, re lebohile haholo honorable MEC. Nna ke ikutlwetse one of the most important things. Wa bona MEC ho na le one presenter mona ana bua ka branding and marketing. Ha ba ke utlwile hantle. But ho na le o mong a rekisang a particular service. So hona mo ke nahana hore sentse le exchange le di number. Ntwena re bitsang value chain, so that we will ensure that the money circulates amongst ourselves and is able to stimulate the economy. MEC right, re na le MEC di pleke tse tshwana le bo Odendal, Virginia, le kae mo batho ba nang le di bakery. And the avenue tseo di eme fela. Hona tje. Ha o botsa motho wa hey, I di sales ne se di hlola. So it's not just about funding. It's about ntwena MEC e buang ya hore re etse ketane. Which is very important. Earlier this morning, ke ne ke le ka di feme mona khoneng pela ke sa sol garage ka pa ke. Ke bone ntate mo mo a rekisa borotho le very fresh buns. But o sa thotse strategy sa ho rekisa ha dule ka shopong wa ema batho ba di taxi ba ja ho yena le bona se ba tseba. So ke ketane re buang ka yona ye. That we can improve. So that person ha tloa mo o sa buildile clientele is serious to the extent that ha ka bula a fully fledged formal bakery market wa sold. So it's not just about the equipment, funding equipment. If Ketanio does not exist. So we appreciate your guidance, MEC, in that regard. Item ya utketela fela ki kupilo ho abuse leadership e leng teng kwana. Ke tlonka hobane hona le minister wa public works a leng teng, re sortana out le ntho tsa ditsela, tsa metsi, tsa eng, premier go ba le o dula le all over. So ke tlo bulela brief question tse nne, 1111, le gone ho interacta leadership, just reflections, questions, suggestions. Premier will say nothing for you without you. Ha ke ba ke mo tlile hantle. Rovi Mike ene ke kopa se ke dumedisitse ditulo tse ka hodimo, se ke observile protocol on your behalf. Ke kopa re boloke nako those comments, and then se re dumedisitse kosa monyako jwalo jwalo. So re tla be se re kena ka ditulo ga o fapana. Behle ga ditabeng re tsebe ho lokolla matuna, because that interaction ba buile, but they will also want to hear from you. Re se ke ra nka fela ba dutseng ka pele, hona le ntate mane wa Katibentsho, hona le mme morao mane, hona le ntate ke enwa mona ke for you kapa ke miscountile. Ya ke re qale ka mona re tle tjena re potlake ka speed fela. Ha ntse re tsamaisa mic, hona le karete ya Capitec e thotsweng mane ha o kena monyako. Ha ke no bua hore ena le bokae ka hare hobane ke a e bona ena le bokae. Kopa o itlhaise mo re be le proof ya hore mang e bona le sa le ntjha haholo, motho a lahletsweng karete ya Capitec. Ke a leboha. Number 1. Oh, secretariat, batho ba re thusang ba lefapha le lona ne le ngole, e ska ba tsa matona fela.
Kgotsong, ke rata ho dumedisa batho ba teng kwana le hore HOD sa dumedisitse batho bohle ba teng. Ka lebitso ke Destea Maleke, ke tswa Basebenzi Economic Empowerment. Ke kopa pele re fetela nthong tse ngata, ke re challenge mme Moshodi morao mola wa Qwaqwa o na le teng ka 2021 tshiya. Ne nka ka rata fela ha ka re hlaisetsa fela hore di waste reclaimers tsa ileng a kopana le tsona tshiya ka 2021 o sa le ha o fa ka tsona. Ke nahana ha sa re file hore o sa le kae re tlo kgona ho bona hore e le hore this department collaboration ya bona le Qwaqwa e le hore e progressive na. Ke ya pele. And then ya bobedi, ne nka ka rata hore program e tshwanang le e ha e tlo etsahala hape hobane ho thwe ke youth business pitching competition, who invite di sitters, because those sitters, they contribute a lot to economic development, but hadiyo. And then Qwaqwa ka boyona rona ha re bana ba hae mona ne re tseba ho thwe Qwaqwa it's rich in tourism and agriculture, mara ntho tseo ha di boost economy ya maluti a phofung kapa Thaba Mofutsanyane in any way. So ne ke ka rata ho challenge the new MEC, cause re ilanna ra challenge ntate Makalo before o sa le ka educationing, re tshepa ntate Meko tla khona hore a ifitsetse pele le ntate Qwaqwa, because he's always been here. And then the other thing kore ke ne nka ka rata if the mayor ya maluti a phofung o na le teng, but ke nahana ntate Motaung o tla ifitsetsa pele hape. Re ntse re dutse ntlheng ela ya hore the bylaws, they need to be reviewed, to be implemented, and there should be consistency in those bylaws, because hona tjena re dutse makeisheneng, we say we have businesses, but we have foreign people who are coming in and taking over everything. And then the officials di atla di re ho rona di saloon di na le tjhelete, but ha re empower enough, ha re protected enough hore saloon tseo tsa batho ba batsho di tswele pele. And that is very upsetting. It is very upsetting. And then the other thing that we also need to consider ke hore, yes, we say the departments are linked, they're intertwined, and they also have a value chain in the departments themselves. Ka labobedi ne ke le Bethlehem when we were talking hono ho etswa amendment bill ya fundraising, but the invitations, they were not proper, because people who went there, some of them, they had no idea ho no ho etsahala eng. Ne nka ka rata mafapha a rona ka hara di masepala, because masepala is one of the biggest contributors in the economy ya South Africa. Ba start ba communicate le the residents in the proper way, and ho ska nna ha sideline hore mang o tseba ho bua ho feta mang. Let's rather review the passion e motho a nang le yona and the development that people want to see amongst our people. Ke a leboha.
Oh, it's me now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good morning. What's the time? Okay, it's good afternoon, colleagues. I hope you guys still doing good. My name is Mafakalo from Cum Laude Institute. Cum Laude Institute, it's an accusity or accredited training provider. We offer business qualification related. The reason I'm standing here is because of I started this company in 2019 on the 5th of June. Then this company started with 2 people. And now I'm happy to inform the Premier of the Free State that in the Eastern Free State, we've managed to employ 34 people now, since we started in 2019. And cum laude, since it started, we most working with people living with disabilities, Cum Laude Institute. Cum Laude Institute, cum laude, the word cum laude, guys, is highest honor of achievement when you go to the universities and etc. So, I get to be na quick if you any guy or kibu a fella get up in. Give a shot. Okay, so
Re kopa potso kapa diphehiso, but be very brief, re kgone ho lokolla.
okay, no, how much get up?
Hona le meeting o mo tjena o ba emetseng kae ka mathata a mang hape.
Okay, how much get up pele khabane? Get up pele khabane ne rona ne re ka kopa hore re le Cum Laude Institute. We are growing very fast in this Eastern Free State to help people that are demarginalized, people that are in need of opportunities. And since we started this company, we've rendered services for people. We've trained plus minus 100 learners living with disability in the Eastern Free State. We've got Banabe Bang Ba 64 Bebang Ba registered with the businesses, whereby we're still busy with the incubation. But now, with the capacity the space that we are operating in, we've bought certain machineries for dried fruit processing and manufacturing. But now, we need space. When I get a space, a school, let's say vacant, it's a 17 get up in the Havan. A school, the cat, and Colotsa 17 Yad Cooper. Wait, I level.
Ke a dumedisa ke mo ke tseng Phuthaditjhaba mona potso ya ka ke bile jama re fela ka gona ke la competition ke batla ho botsa ka sector ya processing ha re hola Free State was the food basket ya naha ke batla ho tseba hore no Qwaqwa mo re na le difeme. This question is related to issue ena ya interlinking of departments and money chain. Processing etsahalang Qwaqwa di factoring tsa yona ebe ikai looking at the scale ya di farms sitting around here, because engwe ya mesebetsi ha re re ha iyo. I think to a certain extent government ya sitwa ho thusa ho etsa tse ding tsa dintho di etsahale, such as that one. Ke company kapo scale sa processing e etsahalang di factoring tsena tse mo ebe ikai looking at hore Qwaqwa Free State farms and agriculture is scaling se sky around here.
Thank you for the opportunity, because that's what I came here for, an opportunity. My leadership, I would like your attention. Sorry, my leaders. I would like your attention in particular, both of you. We are having a challenge here in Maluta Pofung of electricity. I know Kikuba Anela is the entire country, but now there is a solution, a new economic model, a new educational model, as well as safety and security model, which are the actual mitigating attributes when we interact with ESCOM, because now there must be something happening. I liked what was said just now. So my question is, can it be considered, because I have it with me? My company is Richie Creations. It provides creative work, innovative solutions, international, even local. So through the analysis made, I have concluded to a point of saying this fits to be the solution. And you spoke very well, my leaders, and I'm honored to hear that. Indeed, history repeats itself. So the responsibility and the accountability for where we ought to go as we speak is now. Where do we take it from now? Thank you very much.
The last one.
Okay, afternoon. Ke Tshitso Hlasa, from a company, Ipabule Media. A quick one to Destea and to engagements such as this. Firstly, a question. Ndatemeko, I don't know if you have historical reports with regard to tourism. And I will talk of Thabo Mfutsanyana because I'm in Thabo Mfutsanyana. We have two of the most important destinations in Qwaqwa. The highest peak in South Africa, you go through Qwaqwa, it's in Qwaqwa. The highest or the longest or the tallest waterfall in the world, together, to get to the mouth of it, you go through Qwaqwa. Our district, years back, used to have a good budget for tourism. Over 3 million, we are down to below 200,000 at the moment. There has not been any engagement from that department since, I think the last time any advertising or any engagement that was done near tourism was in 2012 or 2011, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm speaking as such because I was part of the people who did the booklet. I designed the booklet. We have not had that ever since. We would like all spheres of government that contribute towards tourism to work hand in hand. Agriculture, environmental affairs, we struggle with certain things when we have to engage. If you go and ask something about tourism and whatever you come up with needs environmental people or it needs somebody from agriculture to help you, we struggle to get those officials. The information center there at the corner, can it be made active? Can we have officials that really matter in this region economically? Can they be there? That office is manned by one person, and this district is huge. This place, economically, tourism-wise, it's vibrant, but it's dead. We are not getting anything, any sort of help. We're not getting any sort of recognition, nor is the place given any sort of recognition from our district. Can we have Destea play a part and help us in moving forward? I might not know how your linking works from local to province, but truly, our local people have failed us. They have truly failed us. We would love to see projects happening. We would love to bring back economic activity in our area. But somehow we've lost even hope in the people we've got here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ke a leboha ntate, ke nna Scopy, ke chairperson ya Youth Chamber of Commerce and Industry mo Free State, Thabo Mofutshanyane. Last year re bile le meeting le ntate Tisetso Magele. It was in Bethlehem. Mo ke ileng ke ne ke rongwe ke batjha hore re botse hore red tape e kana kana to acquire the firms FDC le time frame e ka le ka khona ho intervene re le batjha re kopa e tloswe and ntate Matla ona le teng ke a bona o teng le no. So re ntse re emetse karabo because ntate Magele o ile a promise ho tla khutlela ho nna ha so khutlele ho nna batjha ba kopa ho tseba hore re a di hloka di feme re batla ho sebetsa di femeng empa red tape le time frame ka nnete ya re sitisa ha re di thole ho hang. So ke ile ka bona on social media platforms tsa Destea mo le neng le hlalosa hore batjha ba ileng ba applyela di feme FDC le di office space ba iponahatse. Ke kopa ho botsa how far are you with the process eo le thotse batjha ba bakae mme le entseng ka taba eo? Ke a leboha.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I just want to make one comment and generally talk about what I have observed today so that I can leave MEC. Welcome, the speaker, Gohlompi. For some times, I think there have been some negligence on the part of the leadership in relation to tourism. And not only here in Thabo Mofutshanyane. I think generally what I've observed throughout the Free State. But you see, because in Thabo Mofutshanyane we've got those world-known tourist attractions and destinations that we need to exploit for the economy of this region, but which will also spin off to the province. And including how the equitable share that have been given to district have not been of the help to all the district municipalities in relation to tourism. But I was just commenting to the executive mayor there that part of the problem that you are raising in relation to tourism and maybe other areas of the economics that affects you is the lack of willingness from the leadership. You may have money, you may have everything. As long as the leadership is not willing to act and move in pace with you, when I say you, I mean communities, so that you build a consciousness, number one, of patriotism, people loving their area, promoting their area, taking innovative models in their own area, and promoting these well-known attractions and destinations in your area. As long as you don't have the leadership that is willing, you'll always have these forums and there will not be any movement. So it must start with us as leaders. Start to understand what does this tourism means to our region, to our street, to the lady at the corner there who's selling apples and oranges, what does it mean to her? How do you link the whole issue, the route, they used to call it Maluti route, to those tourism destinations? How do you build the Kasi tourism without necessarily doing a lot of things, but just building that Kasi tourism so that whenever people are saying we are visiting Thabo Mofutshanyane, there's something in Maluti Phofung, there's something in Bethlehem, Botlhokong, there's something in Harrismith that will make this region to be unique. And that's where we need the district to focus their resources to. So, for me, tourism means investment that is coming to our area. But that investment must be translated into growth and development of the area. It must mean that a person who was not employed somewhere 2-3 years ago, once you kickstart tourism, one person at least must get something, either out of the value chain or the real activity in that tourism activity that is taking place in that area. But really we need the willingness leadership that will be able to do that. So we have to double our efforts to ensure that even the leadership at the district and provincial level, they understand that. And there has to be that relationship between the province, actually between national, province and the locals, particularly the district, because the district becomes the champion of tourism. Tourism for me, it must mean, or it should mean, that there was a homeless person, but this person today has a house. Because somebody came here, he has put something on the table, this person was able to get something out of this tourism activity. So it means a lot of things. So, and there are different kinds of categories of tourism. There's sports tourism. You know, in other areas, when you go to Soweto, they now celebrate Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs as their own tourism sports activities. You go to East London, they celebrate boxing as their own heritage and tourism activity. They've got stories that they can tell you. In other areas, people just celebrate the street. Or in Tatemo Peru, they do something. You know, that means it's something unique from other areas. There was never been a Mupedi elsewhere except here. So what is it that we can choose as part and parcel of attracting? Other people, they use funeral. After funerals in Sebokeng, they've got the street, Sebarenkika Poso. Cars will just stop there. People will sell everything. Everyone will be there. So when you are there on Saturday or every Saturday in Sebokeng, you will think that it's a vibe. No, they have just created their own tourism attraction. In Pretoria, they've got what they call the Sunday sessions. That happens once on the last Sunday of the month. So they just come together in an open space, put their craft arts, everything, call those who are selling food and what. So it's how they look at that. So the question is, what are we doing as Free Staters, particularly here at home? So it's something that leadership must help us to resolve. But I know there are so many brilliant ideas, so you have to come with those ideas. Now, lastly, my observation on the questions and what has been happening, the speeches and everything, is that at least a platform, a scene has been set here. So we must not drop the ball. We just need to up, the baton, so that we are able to say from this one that has taken place here, we have learned lessons, we have drawn some weaknesses, there's something that we have got that we want to work on. But I want to come again to issues of the ethical leadership. You see, if you can look at this opportunity or this platform or this meeting as a means to clinch a deal that has nothing absolutely to the growth of an area where you are coming from, the people around you, and it's only about you. I can tell you are going to do a lot of things that are wrong to ensure that you access that opportunity. And maybe you may access that opportunity doing all those wrong things, setting aside ethics and moral issues. The problem is these things are only for a short term. In the long term, maybe you might end up somewhere, but not in the marketplace. But somewhere where if you know Bitswa Brapule, they will call you Auspule Hauken and give you a Vaseline. So avoid that. So Akita Ketel, because I want to help you. Akita Ketel, those who are Christians and those who have been following me, I always leave the community with this verse. Kibuka ya Korinte ya pele, chapter 14, verse 43. Buka ya pele ya Korinte, chapter 14, verse 43. Ki rata ka Sotho ntate Thabo ere ha tsohle di etswe ka tshwanelo le ka molao. So you want an opportunity, e batle ka tshwanelo le ka molao. You want a tender, ha ebe ka tshwanelo le ka molao. You want a job opportunity, ha ebe ka tshwanelo le ka molao. We don't want you to give us favors. We don't want your naked pictures bo ausinyana. We don't want to sleep with you. Everything ha e etse ka tshwanelo le ka molao. Ke a leboha ke kopa o tsamaya.
No, are leboheng haholo that we were privileged to have the acting head of government in the province. Ele re mo lokolla semmuso. Re mo stretchitse shem. Ene tshwantse bo kene a le dumedisa a feta. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. He's the acting premier in the province. Let's all under the Qwaqwa. The first thing that we did, today, of course, myself being the new MEC, with the new premier, we said, HOD, given the state of affairs of our province, that I've summarized in terms of our budget and populations, and we need to leverage and be aggressive unto engule engwe that brings new money into our economy. We said to ESCO, Premier and them, there will never be a funding in the world to fund the economy. In other words, Laukanka the entire 41.8 billion warkadi SMME, it may not come closer to solving our problems. So, Mosebetsi wa department what is there becomes then essentially to be lobby and advocacy. Tourism is at the center. I was called to meet the High Commissioner of Singapore, Mona Morianti, as part of our investment drive. She told me the things that I do not know about my own province, having grown up here. So you're correct, my brother. And I said, HOD, the first thing, let's meet municipalities for two reasons, if not many. One, consolidate resources and maximize impact. I must pay 10 rand, 10 rand. Look, real la ka ra una chelet. But we can't lament and complain for it. Unfortunately, as leadership, together with yourselves, we need to ensure that on behalf of our people, we find solutions. Like what was a speech yesterday, le premier obule. Rile Machabeng ya pele. Ha re fitla ra botsa masepala wa Machabeng. Le isa ka economy ya mo. Ka utlwa den. But ha meeting o fella, they agree already. We are going to work together. We are going to cooperate. In fact, let's formalize it. I think in the next coming 3 to 5 days, we'll be signing a memorandum of understanding, a week or so. We agreed that Rabafa FTC, given its character, it's an entity, it's not your government department. So it can engage in trade. That's why I have another challenge. When I go reka matlo a mangata ba rekileng Qwaqwa mo ba ba hirisa batho ba ba pata. There's got a huge property portfolio, including the factories. So lanka tsona bona uswa. Now re dumelane le Machabeng that FDC Machabeng inali almost a white elephant. Phakisa Raceway. Very strategic infrastructure. Mara khale sa sebediswa. I was addressing the Machabeng Investment Conference yesterday, and we said the same. FDC tlo re thusa ho hunter for investment for the revival of Phakisa Raceway. Ha ke tswa meeting, I had interviews explaining why we met Machabeng. Already there were investors who says were interested. Ona le company e kgolo e fundwang ke United States of America ya ho extracta gas. Ntho thweng ke helium. Rona re tseba fela ha e butswala la ntho balloon ya hodimo. Helium e thusa ka ho tsamaisa di jet tsena tse yang kwa. It's a very rare and very strategic commodity. And out of helium, o kgona ho etsa ntho tse thweng ke di microchips le di ka HOD kana tse ding ke semiconductors. To operate on the computer, that company already, no October, we're investing, I think it's around 7 to 14 million. But it's a NID tutut. It's a shocking worry. Upgraded that infrastructure because that infrastructure essentially can do tourism, cooperation with municipalities, consolidate resource, maximize impact, work together. And majority of district unang khalimela ka manar MEC next time I will tell you unali district development model so that you also bring the district on board, you bring everybody on board, consolidate those resources. Last week we met municipality wa Kopano, my brother wa electricity. State of the province address, Premier we say Kharipe Hushuwe. Let me make you an example. The entire municipality of Kopano, we met SMMEs like you. Hotui, Boroto ba mo kaofela, Blatu a Bloemfontein. Pela Boroto is basics. And we said, we want SMMEs who are operating in that space to pitch an idea to the department. We are going to fund a bakery, a bakery in that municipality. We're not emotionally reacting. There's a need. And we said immediately when I was doing an interview, I fund this tender law. We are going to impose conditions. I offer chelet or with a baker. I can say the material for that must be sourced around that particular municipality. Primary minerals hadiyo. ingredients. So that Chabameku ke MEC or not, MEC there was a vision here. It means na ke tshwanetse ke thusa hore ke thole motho a etsang flow room. And that's what we mean by standalone, so that you provoke other areas of the economy in that particular locality. But they were also telling us about tourism landmarks in that municipality that are not even contained in our books to say this is what defines our province. One of the things that they were saying to us, that thing is not known. And it's a tourism niche. So we're proceeding to other municipalities. Other mayors saw it and they said, "Emisi litlanini." And the purpose really is nothing else. To say, how do we cooperate? Tell us as a province, what are the landmarks of tourism in your area so that we can upscale on those? Akifita department, I said, look, you know, and the HOD is correct. The advantage is that I was the chair of the committee for the past many years. And we were saying it has been about, I think, 3 to 5 years that we have not embarked on an aggressive program to market and profile our province as a heart of South Africa. SAFM or News 23, Ban trip, I was even home, Kinalim Sebeti, what interview, Easter. Free State Ientwe, filling station province. But what Jobeke, they go all over, both N1 and N3. We don't exploit the opportunity that we are at the center. We're planning to meet Mangaung municipality. Already they're saying to us, one of the things that can help you, we heard you on the media, as you come and meet us as a municipality throughout your program, zoo drop. We think that it could be one area that people will consider to sleep in Bloemfontein as they pass anywhere else. We are going to do the same. We want to do the same with Malutia Pofung, especially through the district. Tell us about those things that my brother is saying about Qwaqwa. Let's agree, Major. Le Kenyabuka. That's the only way. Build a strong governance, a developmental state. You have capacity to intervene in the economy. And Rona as a department, we're really lucky because we're an entity. We profit. We throw FTC. Work with this municipality on this one. But they were telling us, hey, historical, they come here there's no cooperation with the municipality and there's no program or agenda to leverage from this activity. Tourism entity. You must work with these people. I was telling acting Premier Nokere, it's a weakness that we don't have. We have not been spending money to market our province. And I want to reluctant, but I'm forcing this thing on him. But 5 to 10 million out of Chile. Let's advertise. Whether we can advise some or a panel. There are private companies that are going to help us in the short term to market the Free State province. Tourism entity, I'm told, is doing all these things. Tourism ambassador. But I said, surely it has not been enough. We have not achieved any impact substantial over a period of time. Can we be extraordinary in approach? Ritle more, but to ba Thabo Mofutshanyane. King a demo that has not been, that is not known, one, by the people of the Free State, but two, South Africa and the rest of the world. So when we go to Singapore, that thing that says, please know that in our province we have the biggest waterfall. Kopanong, they were telling us, we still have to verify that. Diamond Day, Queen Elizabeth. They claim that it comes from Chagasfontein mine. We must still verify. So that it becomes, strategic tourist destination and we unleash aggressive marketing to the rest of the world about that particular thing. So we are committing to cooperate with municipalities, but also to inject something so that we can leverage. I think after agriculture and mining, tourism, correct, for the statistics, but in terms of analysis, is the third biggest driver for economy and an injection into the provincial GDP. And I think even nationally we contribute substantial. When we were at the Minimac now during tourism in Gauteng, in Durban, Mpumalanga had just won this thing, Metro Awards. And I was saying to them and the deputy minister and minister, hey, I don't have money. I want this thing in the Free State, but I don't have money. But in Mpumalanga, where do you get the money? He said, but you can't say that. What a bluffel. Unalema kufi. We have nothing. Over a period of 3 years, Metro Awards are 70 million. We paid for the first year. We're hoping to leverage. Be able to upset. And I asked about tourism, what are we doing during Makufe? Nothing. In terms of tourism. And I said, HOD, can you get your people to give us ideas? Minister was telling us we don't utilize, but can I get tourist what? HOD? Tourist guides. Araba Sebedis as a province. Why during Makufe, tourist guide reform program? But why are you going to take them? Clarence, Waterfall in Qwaqwa. They pay. They will leave Makufe having known about our province. But we've not been able to leverage on those things. And but MEC Mpumalanga was even saying to me, how they are dictating certain things and they're imposing. When you have got Makufe, which is your baby, and it has grown to assume an international status because Kevin, yeah, wow, Tamia, yeah. You bring those, in itself is tourism, but you're not leverage. And we said, these people that we want to work with must then work closely with our tourist destination. They must say, video ya Qwaqwa mo e trendang. Har kena Singapore skera bua English. This is who we are. By the way, in terms of a build-up to our investment conference convened by this department, it's Singapore, is I think Germany, is Vietnam, is South Korea, as well as China. Premier will be leading us to visit those countries. We must tell these people what is Thabo Mofutshanyane, why Qwaqwa, what is the history, what are the natural endowment here and tourist attractions. The Free State must also play its role, as is everybody else, to contribute towards the resolution of the energy crisis in our country. State of the Province Address has announced that our intention is to build, is it 600 or 800 megawatts? Kohari, given the character of that economy. Ba na le letsatsi, ba na le moya. Ha bana moriti kwa jwale ka lona mo. So it becomes an ideal for both solar and hydrogen. Me and the Premier did not sleep during the national conference, investment conference. Meeting with all ambassadors and all business people who were there. I think kwa bu 6 were engaged. We discovered 10 years ago there was a South Korean company willing to invest 17 billion with a solar plant in Kharib. Factions in government frustrated that project. And that's why the Premier is very passionate about ethical leadership. Lose such an investment. The petty factional battles of our leadership. Now we're engaged in a process to revive that particular investment, the engagement at the highest level. Long before load shedding, we know that Qwaqwa in particular has got challenges of electricity and water. Long before. And one of the important things about investment, by the way, investment is not charity. I clear 17 billion, high conditions. So it's money which you buy. Of course, secondary other things, SMMEs will benefit and all of that. And we're hoping that we'll conclude these discussions very soon about the electricity challenges in the country. Now, we are told by expert Dr. Qwaqwa, or 600 to 800 megawatts can take the entire of the Free State from the national grid. There's that possibility. So if we succeed, we should be able to resolving problems of other areas with energy challenges. My brother, if you have got investors, you are welcome to approach us. We're engaging everybody else who says, this is what we want to do. Today at breakfast, I met one of the business people, Qwaqwa hemp. Hemp ke English e sharp fela mara ke matekwane mara a medicinal. E seng ana etsang gore be high. Ana medicinal ya. So there's an interest, both Thabo Mofokeng as well as Kharib, of investors who have been approaching us and say, re batla ho jala hempe mo cannabis, and out of this we derive medicine, we derive all these manner of things. But about the body lotion, yeah, body sweet. Hi, sweet. Well, I was told only pomponye out kata wage it's on allowed to be, so we must be very careful. We want them to be medicinal. So we are engaging everybody who says to us, we wish to come forward as part and parcel a just energy transition. And I think the country is on record, or we don't abandon coal. So Free State has got to play that role in itself. The first thing we said is that, look, FDC has got challenges. Ula etwa manyofo mo FDC. Amangata mwanam. Ya putla. Another case stays 5 to 7, which are in the hands of the Hawks and the Special Investigation Unit, if I'm correct. When the children at FDC la, You know by now there was money from the FTC, your own money as SMMEs, Elaiswang VBS. Millions. I think 100 and something HOD. But fortunately, we were able to recover that money. We're telling the Premier and ESCO. Resetseka 5,000, letting right claim Leona 5,000 because apparently VBS is going on a liquidation. So we try we revive from afresh because FTC has got to live amongst you. Is unable to do that mandate. It's a fela ka re thusa ka ntho tse tsa investment, but unable to ensure that it exists not for itself, but to undertake a political mandate, and that mandate is SMMEs. Mara bona, in as much as we want to appreciate your challenges, but yeah, you not to appreciate our failure loba for the buildings which you have. 2 weeks back, some prominent business person requested a meeting. Kinale Feme, Kisite, Cape Town. I've created 130 or so, 70 to 130 MSAVs. And the reason why I get a mail from my province, today, FTC refused to give me a factory. So we're aware of that red tape, FTC, and we're doing our best to engage them. And we know that they've got a huge presence in Qwaqwa. But part of helping, HOD said, MEC, I can't but can I 4 million in aside. Retry to refurbish some of the factories. Smith or Qwaqwa, they said they are working on it. I said, it's fine, strategic there. And the rest of that money must refurbish here because they attract investors. They attract yourself so that Arofi factory dilapidated. But we can only also encourage you. You know, in terms of national finance institutions, Free State represent 0.003. So our businesses are not, and we wish to engage the chambers. Help us to create the awareness, to engage business people, by applying national finances. We do so ourselves as a department. Sometimes some of the business people. And we go to an extent of engaging some of these CEOs. We met Mersita Le Premier, I think, in 3 days. We're 250 million. Rona Refue, the speaker mo. Or HOD must also ensure that we find expression because growing up in politics, I used to work in Qwaqwa, so I've got a bit of a passion here. Or that 7 million must benefit Thabo Mofutshanyane Qwaqwa in particular. Because the tendency is that provincial government, who convenient, especially for the official Saro, and ultimately, there's over concentration of investment of provincial government in Bloemfontein. And we fall victim as government. Yeah, this spatial planning apartheid. Developed provinces will develop further because we inject more money. Same as in our province, Bloemfontein will grow more than other areas, when in fact there could be other things which are redirected. So I said, HOD, I could total expression. So we have about, I think, 7 to 8 million. You train people in automobile, and HOD had agreed. So we're going to roll it out. That's what we got from the Mersita through our engagement. So it's very important that we must encourage our SMMEs, our business people. That one about like 20 million. There's nothing wrong. There's what we call a blended funding. 10% they're paying 2 million rands if it's 10 to 2 million, and then the rest rimtolla wa apply kwa apply. to all these many national finance developmental institutions for which as a province we're not finding sufficient expression. The province in their benefit. So we said the attitude to create new money in the economy must be aggressive, especially from a province which were appreciating its inherent challenges. High levels of unemployment, small budget, which is continuing to fringe and all of that. Lastly, we're pursuing molao ko parliamenting and molao o last stage. And we don't want to be misunderstood about this law. This law is local business, local beneficiation. The fundamental argument that this law is raising is that ha batho ba Qwaqwa ebe bona ba nkang a major role in the creation of economic products and for them to market them in their economy. And I'm being very careful so that we manage this problem. Local economies are taken by foreigners. You know, I was telling somebody and he thought it's a joke. The pep store is gone. Bottle stores gone. We're not wrong to demand that we're the indigenous people here and we must participate in the economy and we must benefit. You know, when you go to other countries, you are not allowed to buy land. South Africa get rebel. So we said that law will regulate, amongst other things, or we have no issue when anybody else from anywhere. By the way, when we say foreigners, we don't only speak about our brothers in Africa or Lesotho. Anybody from Chinese and bring a product, come and trade on areas that we don't, or the product that we can't produce as this economy. Now it's going to help us a great deal to bring back what was declared a dignity of our people in terms of their local economy. You know, there was nothing else more. Lona gone. Our partnership with Coca-Cola is telling us that there are only 2 towns in the Free State. I think it's desktop analysis. Is Harrismith and Helbron, where our people are still, allowed to trade in terms of the tech shop and local economy. And they said, look, we want to help you from those 2 towns immediately. As well on that one, we're calling on investors, especially local, and say, help us with regard to township economy. And that's why our approach. And there are no interlinkages. Our people are saying, look, your established business, Woolworths, they don't want to buy our food. And that's why HOD was talking about these technical people who are advising us. Or when you produce a product, you are registered and it undergoes all these formal processes to a point that it's acceptable in the market economy. Part of what we did, as I conclude, there is some pop-up shop on HOD. Yeah. Oh. Or how many product we produce our colleagues there at the corner. You go there, you market your product, we give you an opportunity, whatever type of a product, of economic product. So these are just part and parcel of the broader efforts. So that we succeed to think differently. We don't apply the same mechanism because we'll achieve the same results. we are agitating provincial government as a department. Ndate makume MEC ya ulo a matlokai. Re batla ho etsa registry ya batho ba entseng ditena mo. And I know it's life. We're not saying that we must subvert your procurement processes, which are a legal requirement. But we're saying government must recognize its own investment as we seek to build the economy, and of course using SMMEs and the philosophy of local economy. And it is a battle that we're going to pursue, and we think that there will be sympathy and we will win that battle. Acting Premier is going to help me to get at least mara re batle motho a tsamayang le rona ya kwa mafatsheng a ya lo sheba di-building. We will take people with ideas so that re bua le di-investor ere solar plant garib yena ba re nna ke lo etsa installation. I will come to Destea and say, Destea, I've seen an opportunity from this investment as it coming. Nna ke tla leverage on this value chain, so that all of us succeed to contribute in building already the much challenged Free State economy with regard to employment and poverty amongst our people. Thank you very much.
Ha ke tla kopa speaker from Malaluti Apofu. Oh, tshwarelo ke Fositse Mokubetso from Thabo Mofutshanyane. Just two announcements. The lunch is served kitchen mane morao. Well, from my right, and then you go around, there's lunch served there. The leadership, le tla ya ka mane mona le ka teng hoseng le lo phomosetswa ka moo. Batho bana ba ne ba pitcha mona ha le bona ntse ke a tafoleng ke khutla. The competition is so tough that because of the level of innovation and entrepreneurship that is there. So, ha ke qeta concert le tona re tlo etsa tjena. Lona le leshome re na le mabitso a lona mara ke shota ga ntho e one. Re kopa dinomoro, ha rena dinomoro le di-email. Because you are all winners, le letene jwale. MEC Motsamanteng ha si a sa etsa impact. Ha etse dimbizo fela. So ke a di kopa dinomoro tseo. O ska re ko entse hampe. Re na le ho batho ba buileng ka tourism kaofela. Ke a kopa le ne le di masepaleng le kokote re na le ntho re bitsang Provincial Tourism Forum. Mo re lekang ho etsa taba tse kang tseo. Thabo mona Maluti a Phofung, we are very strong. Mohlompe ke kopa ho kopana le wena re tswa mana go utlwisisa hore re fosane kae. We thought we were making progress. But ekare rona le mo go fosaneng teng. Communication is important. Some of us officials ke kopa re beng available so that we can also interact. Skare ha speaker a qeta ho etsa vote of thanks be se re palama dikoloing. Can we avail ourselves for at least the next hour or so that we can take questions, comments, and so forth?
No. Majoro reminds me, and I forgot the surprise, and I was just worried, but I'm persuaded I must do it. And there's not going to be questions about this. We are allocating about 2.1 million this youth business pitching for 5 districts. Each district will have 2 winners, which ultimately will be selected. Remember, you still have yours coming. Actually, I think, yeah. So, no. Now, first prize is 200,000 from your district. Second prize is 120,000. Now, out of, the winners stay. Actually, the winners in Teo. I guess it will be 2, 2, 2 will be 10. The overall winner. That was among 500,000. I say in Cuba, business development. And it requires a assessment and whatever. Because Jolega, Banava 2, Banava Monavare, Refu 300 rates are 1.2 million. We won the same. So good luck. Oh, Sakatile Chudi. Oh. Yeah.
Answer amohela speaker. Hopefully re kantle the leadership ha o qeta ho kwala re tla tsamaya on my left be se re kena ka mane. Ke a leboha. Se ka la lebala ka di numbers and your email addresses. Tafula Rosemary ke yane mane mo ngotsweng FDC. Ke a leboha.
No, thanks, HOD Dumela. The acting premier in absentia, Ndate Toto Makume, MEC Thabo Meko, Executive Mayor Thabo Phuthaditjhaba, Councillor Khone Msibi, Councillor Shashapa, Maluta Pofung, HOD, all protocol observed. MEC, haging ke monyetla ke leboe platform o e creatileng haholo for batho ba batjha. I think this is a good start. It is a good idea. Taking into consideration the fact that small businesses are a backbone of any economy. Now, if you want the economy to succeed, there has got to be sufficient support for small businesses because they create a number of jobs. Our people are going to are able to enter this economic spaces. Therefore, they participate in the mainstream of our economy. But I should also indicate when I MEC that I think if we are indeed serious about economic development and ensure that we inject new money into the economy, there has got to be an augmentation and appreciation of new sectors that are coming into the economy. With that being said, now the economic development sector or department has got to be given enough support in monetary terms to support ideas to ensure that we are able to also create a thriving economy where the Free State assistance, correctly as you said, that we are at the center of our country. Both the connecting roads to the Western Cape, Eastern Cape, anywhere else in this province. Now, we have got to utilize that economic strength to optimize it and to ensure that it benefits the people of Phuthaditjhaba. But at the same time, we are an agricultural rich area. We are a tourism rich area. Now, we have got to build support around that area and ensure that at least we leverage around issues of agriculture and tourism, but also other natural endowments that we have been blessed with are also being able to be optimized and used to their full capacity. So having said that, MEC, thank you very much for having come to Thabo Mofokeng, and I'm happy that you said you are going to invest more energy and resources in Thabo Mofokeng because the largest population in this province is being found here. So, because this is a historically disadvantaged area, now it means the most destitute people to be also found around in and around this area. So, your investment will be highly welcome. Thank you very much.
Can ke kopa the meeting is adjourned, but ke kopa the panelists and the MEC entourage batwe to their room. We can grab our lunch, sit down and interact. All our officials, FDC, NYDA, Destea, anyone who's here. I know there are people ba sa kgonang ho botsa dipotso, ba maybe dipotso tsa bona di sa arabehang hantle. Can we please avail ourselves? Pele re tsamaya. Re lebohile haholo